Molly just mentioned there about Ruben Amorim saying that he is playing players he spent the most time with. Does it just show the way his brain works? It's logic, it's maths, it's simple.
Well, especially when you want to change the system. That makes complete sense, doesn't it? When you want to play with a back three, you need to be able to work with players, instill the information that you have, the sort of style of football that you want to play. You have to give them all the information, as much of that time on the pitch as well spent going through it, being drilled day in, day out. And I think those players that have mostly been at the club during international break have benefited from that. That's why we see the lineup we're going to see today.
Delighted to say that Laurie Whitwell, Manchester United correspondent for The Athletic, joins us here high up in our position in the West Stand at Portman Road. And Laurie, just looking across, I'm watching Manchester United warm up for this fixture. What have you made of it so far? There's not much you can take from it apart from your own observations.
Yeah, I mean, the positional play of the players was the most interesting thing. We were all scratching our heads a little bit about where everyone would play. Thankfully, some clarity has been given to us, and also Amorim saying before the game that these players that he's been able to work with, that's why he's gone with certain players. Casemiro in midfield, for example, I think everyone thought Ugarte or Mainey would play. That's why he's gone with him. Really fascinating to see how much they've been able to pick up in the training this week, and whether or not they're going to execute his plans to the T that they want.
You look at some of the players in that squad, and a lot of people will criticise those who maybe let Erik ten Hag down at the end of his tenure and during his tenure. I'm looking at Marcus Rashford and thinking, is this an opportunity for redemption, an opportunity for a fresh start?
I certainly think that Rashford has fell under Erik ten Hag in the second season. He drifted away from the positions where he was able to do his most damage. So Rasmus Højlund coming into the team sort of put him more out to the left, which I know that he can do a lot of effective work cutting in from the left, but I think he likes to be a little bit more central than he was playing. So up top, he's played there before. He's actually scored quite a few of his goals in Erik ten Hag's best season from that position. Can he do the kind of role that Ruben Amorim wants him to do up front in this system?
Laurie, hold fire. We've got a goal at Swansea. Molly Stevens.
Swansea City 2, Leeds United 2. Leeds score through a Benkabango own goal. The Swansea defender's absolutely kicking himself. He slaps the floor in frustration. Daniel James crossed the ball to his left, looking for a teammate to poke it in. Instead, Kabango got on it and he went into the back of the net. Swansea 2, Leeds 2.
Atmosphere ramping up here at Portman Road. Let's hear from the new Manchester United head coach, Ruben Amorim. Have United finally found the manager that can bring the glory? He is back to Old Trafford.
Of course, I am not the best person in here to show the history of Manchester United. It should be the club first and try to focus our players in the history of the club, not the recent history. So you have to be very demanding. This is a club that needs to win, have to win. So we have to show that. But it's a different time. I cannot be the same guy that Sir Alex Ferguson was. It's a different time. I have to have a different approach, so I can be ruthless when I have to be. If you think as a team, I will be the nicest guy that you have seen. If there is someone just thinking at himself, I will be a different person. And I'm not like that. kind of guy that wants to show that he's a boss. They will feel it in the small details. That I can be the smiling one, but then when you have to a job to do, I will be a different person, and they understand that.
First press conference. How impressed were you by his PR, the way he carries himself, the way he operates?
Very impressive. I mean, I suppose it's easy in a way to come in with this fresh face and be positive. You've not worked with these players before. You obviously come in from a position at Sporting where you had great success, so you're in a positive frame of mind. But I do feel that he had a confidence to him that was really authentic, and also a humility to him that I think will have endeared him to a lot of players as well as fans, because he wasn't sort of trashing what has come before. He was accepting that it's a difficult job to do. I suppose he's also giving himself a little bit of a get out if it doesn't work out straight away for him. But I do feel like there's a real warmth to him, whilst at the same time clearly he's going to have to make some big decisions.
A lot of people commenting that from day one, his communication style, how legible he is in communication, it's miles ahead of what Erik ten Hag offered.
Yeah, I have some sympathy for Erik ten Hag. I think he was a better communicator behind the scenes than what he projected in a press conference. But that being said, clearly his strength was, I suppose, tactical work. Amorim has got that personal touch. I mean, I've seen firsthand the connection that he's got with his sporting fans, with his sporting players. He was submerged by his players when they came back from 2-0 down to beat Braga. And that was, okay, it's a win. They want to celebrate it, but equally he's leaving the midway through the season. But there wasn't any bitterness. It was clearly a strong connection that he's got with his fans and his players there, and they're happy to see him go.
Ali, you've been on the football circuit for a while. What do you make of these comparisons of him being the new Mourinho, the 2024 edition of Mourinho?
Well, the other thing I was just going to add to what Laurie has said there, I think he looks like he's really enjoying it. Now, as Laurie says, that's quite easy to do in a way, because we've not even played any football yet, and he has warned that it won't all be plain sailing, and it's going to be fascinating to see how this first 90 minutes turns out. Against the team sitting in the bottom three, but I think Ipswich are going to come flying out of the blocks at Manchester United today. One of the things I think, Aaron, he has been totally and utterly clear about what he is going to do, how he's going to try and do it, what he expects from his players, and what he thinks he can achieve at Manchester United. There will be no excuses. It will take a bit of time. I think there's real excitement amongst the fan base about the appointment, and I can see why. I really can see why. And you look at what he managed to achieve at Sporting, and I know Manchester United, really has in recent years chewed up and spat managers out. But you look at what he's done there, He's got a chance here. And I know we've said that before, but I think if I was a Manchester United fan, I would think this looks like a really good appointment.
Laurie, no matter what, those fans tucked under that low-slung roof opposite us in the Cobbold, they will back him. They will back him all the way to the end, won't they?
Yeah, I mean, they stuck with Eric Ten Hag for the large part. I mean, even towards the end, no fans sort of turned on him. It was kind of a bit, I suppose, apathetic at the end, but a lot of people, you know, had faith in him because of the trophies that he'd won. This group of fans, they always back the manager, and I do touch on Ali's point there, that the way that he's composed himself, the kind of messages he's giving, the strength that he's showing as well, I think they really want to buy into that, and they really do hope that he can be the guy that can break what's been going on, the cycle of lack of success.
Laurie, great having you with us on 5 Live Sport this afternoon. Go and take your seat, because I think this place is about to explode with noise. We are going to head to Twickenham. Try James Burridge.
England 7, Japan 0, and Benel has scored underneath the sticks after a wonderful line out from England and a devastating, incisive line from Ollie Lawrence right through the heart of Japan. Earl on the shoulder after Smith orchestrated the entire move. England 7, Japan 0, 12 minutes gone.
Just watching Calvin Phillips and a couple of the other Ipswich substitutes heading down towards the dugout in front of us. We are high up in the West Stand, and Ali just picking up on Ipswich. It's all about building on momentum now. That win before the break was huge, but the break came at the wrong time for them.
Did a little bit, Aaron. They played really well at Tottenham to get that win. No one expected them to get it. They've been in most games this season. They've carried on their form they've brought through League One, through the Championship, into the Premier League. It has been tough for them. They always knew it was going to be, but they're certainly not out of touch. They start today in the bottom 3 on 8 points. You know, but a win today takes them out of the bottom 3. And actually, the battle of the managers is a fascinating one, isn't it? Because actually, Kieran McKenna's a year younger than Ruben Amorim, so everyone's making a big play. I know Manchester United's a different stage to Ipswich Town, but here's a man, Kieran McKenna, who has done a fair bit of coaching on the touchline at Manchester United, knows the club well, was linked with the club in the summer when they were talking about a potential replacement for Eric Ten Hag, and now he comes up against the new man, Ruben Amorim. And I do think Ipswich will sense an opportunity here, Aaron. I do think, given new system, given how little time Amorim has had, but given how wed he is to the system, Ipswich will try and pounce on any uncertainties, any miscommunication, any frailties early on in this game.
Well, I was just about to ask you that, Mark. I mean, Ipswich will come flying out of the traps, no doubt. They love playing with pace, with adventure, with passion. They're willing to take risks. How do you balance it, risk versus reward, against a Manchester United side who will be playing 3-4-3 for the first time?
Well, you've got to have control. Yeah, you've got to go out there with the understanding that you can obviously change a game. You can dictate a game in the opening minutes. You can change the course of the game by the way you approach a game, definitely. But then also, if it doesn't happen in those opening minutes, that you don't lose sight of the goal, sight of the game plan. Stick to the game plan. And make sure you see the game out, because there are times where you can actually get a little bit ahead of yourself, a little bit too overexcited, a little bit too anxious, and then it can go horribly wrong for you. I think Ipswich will be cool, calm. They know they'll have to come out quick. They know they'll test Manchester United really early, because they're in a new system, new manager. It's the perfect time to come up against them. Ipswich are at home. They're buoyed from their recent winning away at Spurs. And now there's an opportunity for them to sit down a bit of a marker. If they win today, they're out of the bottom 3. They've got a little bit of breathing space. That's a big, big game for them today.
This place really was a fortress, and has been a fortress for 2 years for Ipswich. When was the last time you played here, Mark?
Oh gosh, it wasn't like it is today, that's for sure. So it was quite some time ago, and I can't even tell you exactly when. I definitely was with Middlesbrough quite a long time ago.
Very, very special place to play football, Portman Road. The 2 stands dedicated to 2 legends of the English game, Sir Bobby Robson to our left, Sir Alf Ramsey to our right, absolutely cavernous. And this West Stand, which has had a bit of a makeover, but over on the other side, Ipswich Town Football Club in white letters on that black background of the Cobbold Stand. The Manchester United fans, 3,000 of them, making a load of noise, ready to welcome their new manager, Ruben Amorim. The teams are in the tunnel. Sam Morsey about to lead Ipswich Town out. Before I hand you to your commentary team, I am going to say, let's head to Twickenham, try the rugby, James Burridge.
A second try for England. Sam Underhill has added to the earlier try from Bennell, crashing over to the right of the post, converted by Marcus Smith. Underhill has injured himself though in the process. He's been substituted, but it's been all England. 14-0, 15 goal.
And as we've become accustomed to, there are flamethrowers, there are fireworks, pyrotechnics galore over on the far side to welcome out the two teams, Ipswich Town and Manchester United. And we're waiting for our first look at the new United head coach, Ruben Amorim, strolling down the touchline as Kieran McKenna takes the applause of all four sides of Portman Road. And there he is, the Manchester United head coach in all black, just strolling down, hands in pockets, his two assistant coaches behind him. My word, what an occasion this is. This is Five Lives Premier League Sunday, the home of the Premier League. Portman Road will bring the noise. Mark Schwarzer and Alistair Bruce Ball will no doubt deliver you some action.
Well, that is a proper Portman Road Premier League welcome for the new Manchester United manager. The time for talk is over. Ruben Amorim has arrived, walks across the Ipswich Town technical area, embraces the young Ipswich Town manager, Kieran McKenna. The two teams are out on the field. The flames have been thrown up in the air, the acrid smoke drifting away on the night sky. Portman Road is absolutely packed and buzzing, and Ruben Amorim, the sixth permanent appointment since Sir Alex Ferguson left Old Trafford, following in the footsteps of David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Erik ten Hag. The new Manchester United manager starts his Premier League career at Portman Road, and the Manchester United players, his first starting 11, have taken off the tracksuit tops. Final instructions have been delivered: red shirts, black shorts and white socks, with Ipswich Town in the very familiar blue shirts, white shorts and blue socks. It is going to be a fascinating 90 minutes ahead, Mark Schwarzer, just to see how much he's been able to do in his very short time so far at Old Trafford.
Yeah, it will be, and I think that's the big thing about today's performance. It'll be about how much of the players been able to take on board, how much are they able to implement those tactics early on. Interestingly, Marcus Rashford playing through the middle, up front. That's going to be interesting to see how he performs. Can he deliver? Obviously been criticised during the week as well for being away out of the country. And you know, there's so much riding on this, so much pressure on Manchester United. I know we've talked a lot about Manchester United in the build-up, and there's a big reason for it. They're one of the biggest clubs in the world. They're not where they should be. But Ipswich Town, I feel if I were in Ipswich Town's group now, I'd be thinking, this is genuinely a good opportunity for us.
Yeah. We
could actually get a good result here today. We could actually win this game. And it's all about how they implement themselves, how they apply their tactics on Manchester United, and don't give them any breathing space. Be on top of them. Really shut them down and put them under a lot of pressure.
Two captains, Sam Morsy and Bruno Fernandes, in the centre circle. They've had the coin toss. Sam Morsy in his blue shirt, white shorts and blue socks comes marching back towards the Ipswich Town team. They start this game in the bottom three in the Premier League, 4 points above Southampton. Southampton beaten 3-2 at home by Liverpool this afternoon. Liverpool sailing clear at the top of the league. They are currently 8 points clear. And this Manchester United team, well, they start this game on 15 points. A win in Amorim's first game in charge, and they will be just 4 points off the top four. So other than Liverpool flying away at the top of the table, it is all fairly congested. Marcus Rashford having a final little word there with Alejandro Garnacho. Ipswich Town in the blue shirts, white shorts and blue socks are going to kick this game off at Portman Road as we issue a very warm welcome to our listeners across the globe on the BBC World Service. There we go, the game is underway. Big roar from the Ipswich Town fans. They are playing from left to right in this first half. They launched the ball long down the left-hand side. Big roar from the home fans as Manchester United through Mazraoui, clear, out of play for an Ipswich Town throw-in. And you can see the Manchester United fans opposite us in very good voice already, excited about what is possibly to come under the new manager. sitting down in that Manchester United dugout. In fact, he's down there already on the edge of the pitch, on his haunches, watching the action very, very closely indeed. I'll run you through the two team lineups in a second again. Christian Eriksen is playing a first-time ball into the Ipswich Town half. The Ipswich goalkeeper, Harry Murich, clears long downfield. It bounces once inside the Manchester United penalty area, and Andre Onana is able to grab that no problem. So we'll see how the shape develops, but we always knew, well, we certainly heard from the manager what he was going to try and do, and it looks like exactly that in front of us at Portman Road. And it's a lovely move building down the right-hand side as Bruno Fernandes plays it infield here to Ahmad. Ahmad speeding into the Ipswich penalty. Cross comes in. Oh, Rashford's there. I don't believe it. Under Ruben Amorim, Manchester United, it's taken them under 2 minutes to score that first goal. It was Amad Diallo who went flying away down the right-hand side. The cross was pinpoint, and Marcus Rashford, as centre-forward, tucks it away. It's Ipswich Town 0, Manchester United 1. What a start!
Unbelievable start from Manchester United. It was their first move down that right-hand side, and it was all about Diallo. His pace on the ball, he absolutely left Ipswich in his wake, and his delivery into the box was excellent, and that was it got to the point where he had to get a good delivery. Once he got that delivery into the box, in that danger zone, right on the line of the 6-yard box, you can see Muric didn't know whether to come or not. He looked to try and scoop it up. Rashford gets in front of him and pokes it into that near post area. Unbelievable start for Manchester United.
How about that for an impact? Ruben Amorim's time in charge starts with a goal at Portman Road in the 2nd minute of the game. Ipswich Town 0, Manchester United 1. And just looking at the reaction of the manager on the TV monitors, you would barely even know that the team had scored a goal. A slightly satisfied look on his face, hands in pockets, and he turned back towards the dugout. Now he's back on the edge of the pitch, issuing the instructions again as Ipswich kick off the game once more. The ball is played long, downfield into the Manchester United half. Johnny Evans powers a header away. The ball falls here to Twanzebe for Ipswich in the right-back position. Garnacho is closing it down. Cleared downfield by O'Shea. Johnny Evans will let that bounce twice. Just side puts a pass back to his goalkeeper, Onana. He's closed down here. Plays out to the right-hand side of Manchester United here. Amad Diallo swings a rather loose pass into the middle of the park. Ipswich trying to build a first attack of the game for them. Their one change today, Wes Burns has come into the side. He was involved there. Hutchinson plays to Burns. Burns in turn gives it to Morsey. Good footwork from Burns on the right-hand side. Listen to those Manchester United fans singing at the moment at Portman Road. Ipswich 0 and Manchester United 1. Goal in the Championship. This is the Swansea-Leeds game. Molly Stevens.
Yes, Swansea 2, Leeds 3, and it's been coming, Ali. Leeds have been brilliant in the second half. It's the Spurs' lonely Mano Solomon with his second of the game. He's been instantly subbed off, so he's done his job for the day. Swansea 2, Leeds 3.
Manchester United fans, you can probably hear them in the background at Portman Road, already singing the new manager's name. Looking at the stopwatch here, we played 4 minutes on BBC Radio 5 Live and BBC Sounds, and Manchester United already ahead against Ipswich, and I've not even had time to remind you yet of Ruben Amorim's first Manchester United lineup. Ipswich in the blue shirts, white shorts, blue socks. Amari Hutchinson on the ball, little run from him from right to left. Plays the ball back here to Burgess, goes wide on the left-hand side. Good run from Leif Davis, tries to get the cross in, sliding challenge from Ahmad right in front of the Manchester United fans, who immediately break into a big roar and Ipswich get the corner.
Yeah, it's good defending in the end for Manchester United, but you can see Ruben Amorim on the sidelines. He's urging his Manchester United players to get out. He doesn't want them to drop. He's frustrated on the sideline. He's trying to get them as high a line as possible.
So Ipswich 0, Manchester United 1. Ipswich corner comes into the penalty area. Headed away by Casemiro. He went to the floor, picked himself up quickly. Back there is Sam Morsey for Ipswich. Another cross comes into the edge of the penalty area. This time it's Johnny Evans who cushions the header away. Morsey is there in the centre circle. Rashford goes chasing. Another try in the game at Twickenham, England, Japan. James Burridge.
The third try for England, 21 points to nil. The skipper, Jamie George, crashing over after a driving maul. 12 players bound together behind him. Marcus Smith with the extras. 25 minutes gone, England 21, Japan 0.
Kieran McKenna getting stuck into his Ipswich Town team, clapping his hands together, trying to urge them on to greater efforts. Manchester United in front early on at Portman Road. Ruben Amorim couldn't have wished for a better start. Diogo Dalot, left wing back in this first Amorim lineup, plays the ball across midfield to Bruno Fernandes. Barely seen him yet, but we've seen lots of this man. Ahmad, ball at his feet, edge of the penalty area, plays it back, drive from Ericsson with the right foot, wide of target, and behind for the goal kick to Ipswich. Mark Schwarzer.
Yeah, every time Diallo gets that ball on the right-hand side, Ipswich are just dropping off. Leif Davies is not engaging with him. He's been beaten once down that left-hand side. Therefore, now he's a bit hesitant to engage with him. He drops off and allows Diallo to hit the ball, play it square into Ericsson. Just gets a little bit of an awkward bounce and doesn't get the connection right on the shot.
Ipswich are going to go long with the goal kick. That's Muric, giant figure all in yellow. Big man for them up front, of course, is Liam Delap. Good strength, holds his man off. The ball is out to the right-hand side. The cross comes in low and the flicked effort is over the bar from Sammy Smodics. Caught that first time, couldn't keep it down, and behind it goes. Right, let's give you this Manchester United team again. We've seen, what have we seen of them? 6.5 minutes so far. They're leading Ipswich Town by a goal to nil. The goalkeeper is Andre Onana. Loose blue balloon goes bouncing through the Manchester United penalty area. It is the three centre-backs. It's Mazraoui, Matthias de Ligt and Johnny Evans. Dalot is in the left wing-back role. Amad Diallo in the right wing-back role. It was his fabulous run from deep that created the opening goal for Marcus Rashford. Casemiro and Christian Eriksen in central midfield, Alejandro Garnacho and Bruno Fernandes as the two playing in behind Marcus Rashford, the goal scorer. Manchester United in their red shirts, pinging the ball around inside their own half. You can probably hear the wind gusting up around Portman Road at the moment. The ball is back with goalkeeper Onana. Right-footed ball from him, right down the middle of the pitch. Rashford just uses his strength to muscle Burgess out of the way. Chased back and knocked back to Ipswich's goalkeeper Muric. Muric slightly scuffs the clearance forward. Hutchinson under pressure does really well to get away from Johnny Evans. Measured right-footed pass, finds Wes Burns on the right. Burns now running at Dalot, fires the cross into the far post. And it was Smodics who went sliding in, couldn't get any contact on the ball. And the referee, who is Anthony Taylor for this one, says throw in for Ipswich.
Yeah, Hutchinson does really well in midfield there. First and foremost, he's under a lot of pressure from Johnny Evans. So the way he kept control of the ball really close to his body, then the turn, acceleration of pace left Johnny Evans in his wake. Then that was what then started that counter-attack. And it was a really good delivery into the box there from Wes Burns. Just unfortunately, Ipswich, nobody could get on the end of it.
We're live at Portman Road on BBC Radio 5 Live and the BBC Sounds app. Ruben Amorim's time in charge at Manchester United has started in the best possible fashion. Marcus Rashford scoring in the second minute of the game to put them 1-0 in front against Ipswich. Liverpool 3-2 winners at Southampton this afternoon in the WSL. Chelsea have stretched their lead to 5 points ahead of Manchester City. They beat Manchester United by a goal to nil. Hutchinson with a little trick, drops a shoulder. Couldn't find Smodics. The ball is up towards Bruno Fernandes, lays it off to Rashford. The run is made by Garnacho on the left-hand side. He wanted the pass slightly earlier than that. He receives the ball now, slows to a walking pace, rolls it back to Dalot, who's in this left wing-back role in this first Amorim lineup. And then it's de Ligt, who's the middle of the three centre-backs, who just calmly passes the ball to his right to Mazraoui. Evans closed down by Hutchinson. To his left finds Dalot. Dalot's ball into the middle, laid off by Rashford to Ericsson. Ericsson's pass took a slight deflection. Dalot is there again. Stabs the ball back to Johnny Evans. Ipswich have Muric in goal. Axel Tuanzebe, of course, former Manchester United player at right back for Ipswich. Now in his second season at the club. Leif Davies at the left back. Dara O'Shea and Cameron Burgess, the two centre-backs. Sam Morsey, Jens Kajust in central midfield as Manchester United build play through the middle. Rashford's layer nearly comes to Ericsson, intercepted. The Ipswich fans applaud. They're relieved that Burgess, the Australian centre-back, is able to pass the ball to his left-hand side. Here's Kajust for Ipswich. Encouragement amongst the home fans as Hutchinson plays it to his right. Wes Burns on the dribble, cut back to the edge of the box. Smolitz hits it first time. Onana gets down well to his right and makes the save. And it's cleared away by Diallo first time with his left foot. And that is Ipswich's first real threat in the game.
Yeah, it's a great shot, great attempt from Smosh from outside the box there. Onana does exceptionally well. He is full stretch to his right-hand side. It bounces in front of him, gets both hands behind it. And it's a very, very good save. It's an awkward one because it takes a really big bounce in front of him.
Mark Schwarzer with us on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. 10 minutes gone in the first half of Portman Road. Just to complete that Ipswich Town lineup for you. Wes Burns on the right-hand side. Sammy Smolitz on the left. Amari Hutchinson is playing off Liam Delap, who has scored 6 goals so far for Ipswich Town this season. Former Manchester City player here, up against Manchester United. It's Manchester United who lead Ipswich by 1-0. Now here's Twansebi. Twansebi tries to float one down the right. The pass took a little deflection off Garnacho. It stayed in play. Burns tried to wriggle away from Dallow. Dallow was strong in the challenge. It's back here with Evans. And Evans very calmly just side foots a left-footed pass back to his goalkeeper, Andre Onana. Onana on the penalty spot inside his own penalty area. Flicks the ball out to Dallow. Dallow drives it downfield with his right foot. Rashford at full speed here, chasing that one into the Ipswich penalty area. O'Shea did well, shakes him off, runs to the right, and then just floats the ball down that right-hand touchline. Hutchinson runs in, gets a flick header on it, but Dallow is behind him to win it back for Manchester United, and they turn the ball into midfield, and Casemiro plays it back here to De Ligt.
Yeah, when United are in possession, they look very good, very calm, very easy to pop the ball around. The question I have is, in midfield, they don't look like they have the mobility in Eriksen and Casemiro, the two of them. So when they get hit in those areas and they get overrun a little bit, it's very difficult for either of them to make that ground up again. So that's where I think Ipswich are going to really have to try and target Manchester United.
5 Live and BBC Sounds live at Portman Road. 6:06 follows the game tonight. Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton taking the calls as always. Be fascinated to hear from Manchester United fans their thoughts on this one. Very early stages, of course, 12 minutes into the first half. Ipswich just trying to find a way into the game. They're dark blue shirts with the white pinstripe. And they've got Sam Morsey on the ball at the moment, who's got Rashford close by, turns away from him, plays it across to Kayust in central midfield. Wide it comes to Twansebi, back to Morsey again. And Morsey is caught late by Marcus Rashford. Shrill blast on the whistle there from Anthony Taylor, and Ipswich take their free kick quickly, and Smolitz goes chasing the ball across the halfway line. It comes back to the Australian centre-back, Cameron Burgess. Burgess gets the ball again, just rolls it across here to the bearded Morsey. Morsey at walking pace, short pass to his right here to Dara O'Shea, on to Twansebi, who wears number 40 for Ipswich in a bright white number on the back of his blue shirt. Back it comes again to O'Shea. A bit much to do there on the pass for Twansebi. Can't keep it in, throw in for Manchester United. Ipswich 0, Manchester United 1.
Yeah, Manchester United are well organised at the moment. You can see that they're shuffling across well. Ipswich are making it a little bit easy for them because their ball movement is quite slow. So it's easy enough for Manchester United to get across, cover those angles out. It's when Ipswich win the ball in transition. When United committed players forward, Ipswich can hurt United on the counter-attack.
Diogo Dalot releases the throw eventually. Ipswich fans behind him getting frustrated. Here's Matthias de Ligt on the ball for Manchester United. Just plays it across to Mazraoui. Another try at Twickenham. James Burridge.
And an absolute copycat for England. Jamie George with his second try. It came from the driving ball. England's completely in a league of their own at the moment. Japan hardly doing anything. 28 points to 0. 32 minutes gone.
Sorry to mention this in front of Mark Schwarzer as well. It finished Scotland 27, Australia 13 in the rugby earlier on today, Mark.
Yeah, we won the big one, didn't we? That's what yeah, late,
that is
true. Quite late, wasn't it?
I'll give it that. All right, that'll do. 14 minutes gone, first half. Mark Schwarzer watching the action with us at Portman Road. Manchester United, first game under the new boss, Ruben Amorim, leading Ipswich Town by 1-0. Ipswich's goalkeeper Murich plays a low ball out into the right back position. Wes Burns has been brought into the team today, has lost it in a dangerous position from Ipswich's point of view. Eriksen just shuffles it onto Rashford. Rashford back to Casemiro. Casemiro in the black gloves plays the ball out to the left, and Manchester United work it back into the middle of the field. So 15 minutes gone. Ruben Amorim is down on his haunches, watching every single movement and pass very, very intently. He will have been working morning, noon and night to try and get his team ready for this game. And now he's on his feet again, pointing an arm out. But Manchester United without the ball at the moment, but they scored their goal. I think it was about 75 seconds into this game. Marcus Rashford stuck it into the back of the Ipswich net in front of that Sir Bobby Robson stand away to our left. So free kick Ipswich inside their own half. Is Dara O'Shea. O'Shea plays across to Cameron Burgess. Burgess receives that ball, gives it back to O'Shea. Manchester United just stand off for the moment. Here's Morsey, the Egyptian international, playing from deep up towards Delap. Acrobatics from Ahmad as he clears on the volley from inside his own half. Morsey runs away from Rashford, lays the ball off here to Hutchinson, back to Morsey again. They exchange a quick 1-2 just inside the Manchester United half. 16 minutes gone in the first half on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. And it's Ipswich Town 0, Manchester United 1. And the games are going to come thick and fast for the new manager as well. Casemiro's caught here. Stretching leg there from Cajuste in central midfield. Caught Casemiro, he's down, so that'll be a free kick to Manchester United. But straight away, of course, for Manchester United, Europa League action on Thursday night at home against Bodo Glimt. We've got full commentary on their next Premier League game as well. That is next Sunday. Kicks off at 1:30. Manchester United, Amorim's first Premier League game at Old Trafford, at home to Everton. We've also got commentary on Liverpool, Manchester City. Next Sunday afternoon, that one kicks off at 4 o'clock. Manchester United have taken their free kick. 3 centre-backs, Mazraoui, De Ligt and Evans. Evans has the ball at the moment. Forward it goes from Dalot. Clever ball from Dalot, curled into space down the left-hand side. Garnacho collects the ball, corner of the box, pace on that pass into Bruno Fernandes, lays it off here to Garnacho, curling effort, just wide of the left-hand post, and behind for the goal kick. Another try at Twickenham, James Burridge.
This time it's gone to Japan. Saito, a wonderful try from Japan. Started from their own 22. Wonderful width, pace and ingenuity. The scrum half finishing it off under the posts. Japan finally on the scoreboard, and it was an absolute belter. England though with 4 tries. They lead 28-7, 35 minutes gone.
5 Lives Premier League Sunday. So yes, the rugby commentary continues over on 5 Sports Extra, and tonight your usual NFL service as well. It's the Arizona Cardinals at the Seattle Seahawks. Coverage of the NFL from 9 o'clock on Sports Extra tonight. Just in case you hadn't heard the news from the Premier League today as well, Steve Cooper has lost his job as the Leicester manager. Leicester have dismissed Steve Cooper. Leicester losing at home to Chelsea yesterday. Manchester United leading Ipswich by 1-0. Manchester United have a player down at the moment. You can hear the United fans. It's not the United fans cheering and whistling, actually. It's the Ipswich fans, because they wanted play to continue. But Manchester United have knocked the ball out of play, Mark Schwarzer, and so we'll have a chance to reset this game. So, very early to ask you this question, 18 minutes into the first half. What have you made of Manchester United so far under the new manager?
Well, I think 18 minutes into a game of football, his first game in charge of Manchester United, we actually see a game plan. We see a style of football. We see organisation. We actually see a clear game plan that United have. And we saw it on the odd occasion under Erik ten Hag. And I think already, for United fans, they must be a little bit excited to see what they're seeing right now. I'm not saying it's perfect. There's certainly a lot of improvement to be done. But there is a clear plan and path that they want to go along.
Amad Diallo is the man down, receiving treatment for Manchester United at the moment. Both sets of players have come over to the touchline nearest to us, and both are receiving instructions from the managers. It gives us time to drop into the Championship again. Plenty of goals in this game this afternoon. Swansea Leeds being watched by Molly Stevens.
It's a thriller, Ali. Swansea 3, Leeds United 3. Swansea are still in this game. Just 30 seconds left of normal time. 6 added on. A huge goal from the replacement, Florian Bianchini. He nets in the goal from close range. Swansea 3, Leeds United 3.
Tries are plenty at Twickenham as well. James Burridge.
And it's the 5th one for England already in this match as we approach half-time. Ollie Slightholme dotting down to the left-hand side after a wonderful pass from Ellis Genge. England really mixing it up beautifully. They lead by 35 points to 7 with 90 seconds to go until half-time.
Don't believe this. There's been another goal at Swansea, Molly.
Unbelievable. Leeds United have put themselves in front less than a minute after Swansea's equaliser. Absolutely extraordinary scenes here at the Swansea.com. It's Swansea 3, Leeds United 4. We've got 5 minutes left to play.
Okay, probably back in a minute or so for the next goal. Swansea 3, Leeds 4, Southampton 2, Liverpool 3 in the Premier League earlier on today. Match of the day 2, BBC One at 10:30 tonight. And the Football Daily podcast, which will be there for you on the BBC Sounds app late tonight. First thing tomorrow morning, we'll have our usual Premier League review. Plenty to talk about in that. Here's Morsey on the right-hand side for Ipswich, trying to find a way back into this game. Hutchinson's curling ball into the far post. Ahmad is back fit again, heads that away. Garnacho stuck a left boot out, got a touch on the ball, trying to dribble out of trouble inside his own half. Then was caught by Morsey as he played his pass towards Dallow. He's gone down hurt. There will be a free kick. But the referee, Anthony Taylor, says nothing more than that.
Yeah, I thought it was an overreaction from Garnacho there. The referee didn't buy into it. He saw it, he was right there, and it was waved on. And Garnacho, after the referee was waving, there was nothing more to it, got up pretty quickly, didn't he?
He did, and that brought the reaction that you heard from the Ipswich Town fans. So Ipswich starting today in the bottom 3. 19th place in the Premier League table, just the one win so far this season, and that came in their last game against Tottenham before the international break that they won by 2 goals to 1. 1-0 down here at home against Manchester United, just trying to find their way into this game. Mazraoui, the right-sided centre-back, plays up the right. Bruno Fernandes's flick doesn't come off. Yuste for Ipswich goes on a dribble down the inside left channel. He's tackled and wins the throw. He's the Swede who's on loan from Napoli at Ipswich this season. Shea's ball out to the left to Burgess. Here's Smodics on the move for Ipswich. Back to the halfway line it goes. Twansebi, little pass forward into the feet of Morsey. Morsey slides one forward to the centre forward, Delap. Delap is a muscular figure. Tight blue shirt, socks rolled down, all business. Here's Hutchinson. Little dainty flick from him. Ball comes back to Twansebi, and Twansebi goes back to the halfway line. O'Shea uses Twansebi again. Here's Hutchinson. Lovely swerve from him. Dropped a shoulder. Skips away from Casemiro. Couldn't find Delap with the pass. Manchester United struggling to clear. Hutchinson just toes a ball to Burns on the right-hand side. Burns in his orange boots has Dallow in front of him. Thinks about taking him on. Rolls a simple pass back to Twansebi. Into the feet of Hutchinson. Quick touch, low ball. Smodics lays it off to Twansebi. Just too much on that. No, he managed to keep that in play. Back it comes to Burns. Crossing to the near post. Eriksson sticks a leg out and he goes behind for an Ipswich corner.
Yeah, slight confusion there in the defensive lines for Manchester United. Johnny Evans looked like he was going to come and try and clear that. And Eriksson in the end was just left and trying to swing at it. He's just ricocheted off his leg and goes out for a corner. Manchester United a little bit sloppy. Ipswich, really good ball movement and really good interchange with play.
Manchester United new boss Ruben Amorim is now sat down in his seat for a moment or two, just looking at a replay monitor, seeing the build-up to this Ipswich corner. Leif Davis, the left-back, takes it into the far post. It goes. Andre Onana makes the catch. Half-time at Twickenham. James Burridge.
35 points to 7, England lead. It's an impressive 40 minutes. Earl Underhill, Jamie George with 2, and Ollie Slightholm rounding off an England performance which has certainly pleased the 80,000 here at Twickenham. Saito there with Japan with the pick of the tries, which started in their own 22. England's defence once again coming under pressure, but England 35-7 up after the first 40 minutes.
Thank you, James. Commentary will continue second half on Radio 5 Sports Extra. This game really livening up as well. You feel Ipswich coming more into it here, Mark Schwarzer?
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's going to happen as the game goes on a little bit. I think Manchester United will probably naturally sort of retreat a little bit. I said it before. The one concern I see is Casemiro and Eriksson. Eriksson hasn't played a lot of football this season. How much has he got in the tank to last there? Obviously, they've got Ugarte on the bench as well, so that could be a really easy sort of change over if you needed to. Have they got the mobility in midfield? Ipswich able to exploit that? And I think they have. I mean, they're both fantastic footballers. It's just whether or not they've got the mobility to get around that pitch and that sort of defensive midfield roles.
Should mention the presence as well on that Manchester United bench, which I've not done as yet, of Tyrell Malacia and Luke Shaw. Both back in training, of course, now both on the bench today. Yet to play a minute for Manchester United this season, so that gives Amorim more options. And Kobbie Mainoo is on the bench as well. He's missed the last 7 games. So suddenly, players coming back to health and fitness for Manchester United. Under the new boss, leading Ipswich Town by a goal to nil. And there he shows a little bit of agitation. United have lost the ball just inside their own half. And Ipswich come back here to their centre-back, Dara O'Shea, who in turn passes back to his goalkeeper, Harry Murich, the giant Kosovan, all in yellow, away to our left. Portman Road is still bouncing. It's absolutely packed. Ipswich are 1-0 down. Ayust fires a ball back into the centre-back O'Shea, out to Twanzebe. He's tackled, and that will be an Ipswich throw in the right-back position.
Yeah, it's interesting, United, playing with a back 3, sometimes that can cause some problems. If you're not well organised, you're not communicating enough, the 3 at the back. You can see there, Johnny Evans is always pushing forward. He's on Hutchinson's back. Every time Hutchinson goes deeper into his own half, looking to receive the ball, Johnny Evans is right on him, and he's looking to try and nullify that threat. There's a couple of times that first half, Hutchinson got around him, got away from him, but it's a clear ploy. Don't want to sit back with a back 3 and have too many numbers at the back. We want to make sure we don't allow Ipswich to turn and run at us.
Long throw from Dallow, finds Mazraoui. He passes out wide to the right to Ahmad, whose fabulous run down the right created the early goal for Manchester United. If you are just tuning in to 5 Live and BBC Sounds this afternoon, Manchester United scored in only the 2nd minute of the game. Ahmad's cross tucked in by Marcus Rashford. Ipswich playing out from the back, up towards Hutchinson, knows he's got the pace to beat Evans, turns away from Evans, finds Delap, long, powerful strides, taking him towards the Manchester United penalty area, knocks it through the legs of Eriksson, still going, then he's caught right on the edge of the D, and Ipswich Town get themselves a free kick. Ipswich 0, Manchester United 1.
That's going to be their problem with Johnny Evans, because he hasn't, once he gets around him, Hutchinson, he's gone. Johnny Evans got very little opportunity to get him back again because he hasn't got the pace to stay with him. And Hutchinson's been, so far, we've seen it about 3 or 4 times in his first half. He's got great ball control, he's got great balance, and he's able to turn and get around him very, very quickly. On this occasion as well, Johnny Evans was a little bit sloppy in the way he tried to challenge at the edge of the box, and he gives away a needless free kick.
Kieran McKenna has called his captain Sam Morsey over just before Ipswich take this free kick for a quick word in his ear. Tactical information is being imparted. Morsey comes trotting back onto the pitch. Amari Hutchinson yet to score for Ipswich this season. 11 goals last season, 10 of those came in the Championship. It's Marcus Rashford's goal that separates the 2 teams here. His first in 9 games for Manchester United. What a start for him under Ruben Amorim. So the free kick is central. Manchester United have a 4-man wall in the red shirts, and the old draft excluder, whoever that is, the shirt number is hidden from us in our commentary position here. Who's going to strike this one? Could well be Hutchinson with the left foot. The whistle blows. Here he comes. Hutchinson drives with his left foot straight at the goalkeeper, Anana, who catches it cleanly.
Yeah, it's a good strike. It's a good free kick because there's not a lot of room for him to get the ball up and over in time before it goes towards the goal there. So he's gone for the open side. It's gone for Anana's side. Anana does well because he doesn't commit. He just watches, holds his ground, and makes a really good catch. Straightforward catch, but his positioning was excellent.
Manchester United are going to play out from the back. Dallow is the left wing back here. He's going to try and use pace and strength to run his way past the Welsh international Wes Burns. He can't quite do that, so he plays back to Johnny Evans. Evans sees a pass on right across the Manchester United penalty area, finds Mazraoui. He was chased by Smodic, so that's really clever from Bruno Fernandes. Good use of the body to dummy the ball running past him, and suddenly as Manchester United sweeping forward here, Ipswich under pressure. The ball goes left to Dallow. Eriksson drops deep, wants this from Dallow. Dallow goes for the cross into the far post, and Murich stretches and makes the catch. All over in the Championship. Swansea leads. Molly Stevens.
What an absolutely outstanding game of football. Leeds go top of the Championship after a real tussle with Swansea City, a game that yo-yoed from start to finish. Ultimately, it was Wilfred Gnonto that scored the winner for the visitors at the death. Gut-wrenching for Swansea, joyous for Leeds. What a game. Swansea 3, Leeds 4.
Ipswich Town have won a free kick inside their own half. They're trailing Manchester United by 1-0. Ruben Amorim's first game in charge. Obligatory camera shot of Ed Sheeran watching the game in his box here at Portman Road. The ball is at the feet of Amari Hutchinson. Hutchinson plays across the halfway line to Kayuste. And then Cameron Burgess, the giant Australian centre-back, prods a ball to Smodics. Back it comes across the halfway line to O'Shea. Wide to Twansebe. Twansebe with the white number 40 on the back of his blue Ipswich Town shirt with the light white pinstripe running through it. Morsey, little 1-2 in midfield. Morsey with the outside of his right foot finds Hutchinson. Hutchinson in the inside right channel. Has Burns on his outside. Hutchinson makes a run for him. Burns keeps the ball in his bright orange boots. Here's Morsey again. Back to O'Shea, now Twansebe on the right. Down the line it goes to Hutchinson. Tries to dart in between two challenges. He's tackled and the ball goes out for an Ipswich throw, attacking position on the right. Mark Schwarzer.
Yeah, it was good defending from Manchester United. Dallo on our touch sign here on the left-hand side from Manchester United. Him and Garnacho had doubled up on him, and in the end they did both enough to get the ball off Hutchinson.
Cross in from Wes Burns, blocked by Johnny Evans, goes behind for the corner. Just seeing Ed Sheeran on our screens there reminds me that Conor McNamara is here commentating, colleague of ours on BBC Radio 5 Live, and as a television commentator you always know if you do a game at Ipswich, depends where you are, but different personalities are going to pop up. He knew he was going to get a shot of Ed Sheeran, and you've always got to think of something slightly different to say, and given all that sort of debate about the Manchester United lineup, he was going to go with the shape of Man U. You see, you get that. Here's the delivery from Leif Davis into the far corner, headed back across goal. Falls loose, Hutchinson drives it. Blocked by Dallo. He didn't know much about that, standing on the edge of the 6-yard box. It just hit him. And Manchester United clear to the halfway line. Muric, the goalkeeper, plays it to the right. Davis wins the header. Smodics couldn't quite bring that down. Davis tries to win a tackle. Now suddenly Rashford finds himself one-on-one with Morsey. And Morsey just gets there in time for Ipswich. Slides in and knocks the ball out for a Manchester United throw.
Yeah, great challenge from Morsey there. It does really well. Had to be perfect because Rashford was just starting to open up those legs, and another split second later he would have been off.
Just for anyone who doesn't know the Ed Sheeran songs and abs, whatever, Shape of You, you see. Shape of You is an Ed Sheeran number, Shape of Man U. That's, I mean, Connor will deliver that much better.
I'm just letting you go with him.
Yeah, thanks Mark. Ipswich 0, Manchester United 1. Ipswich fans getting frustrated about the time it was taking for Manchester United to take their throw. Hutchinson has won the ball for Ipswich, did really well to keep that, finds Delap. Kayuste, fouled on the halfway line by Bruno Fernandes, picks himself up, takes the free kick. Leif Davis is hobbling for Ipswich here now. He'd sat down there, he gets to his feet, realises he's got a problem, sits down again and knocks the ball out of play. Now he is a key performer for Ipswich Town, has been absolutely crucial in their rise through the division. Such a creative force down the left-hand side. That will be a concern for Kieran McKenna and Ipswich.
Yeah, it looks like he's in quite a bit of pain as well. It's like I think it was at the corner, wasn't it? Ipswich Town's attacking corner where he's picked up the injury, and I don't know whether it's he just showed there as if it was like an impact against someone in the 18-yard box. I think we'll see it again on our replays here. It's actually when Casemiro is clearing the ball, he actually clears the ball. As he strikes the ball, the follow-through catches Leif Davis sort of on the side of his shin, and that's where that definitely does hurt. I mean, you know, maybe he should have bigger shin pads. That's all I'm going to say.
12 minutes remaining in the first half. The thoughts of Mark Schwarzer here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Ruben Amorim, the new Manchester United boss. He's in a big black winter coat, which is unzipped. When I saw him walk in today, there was just a simple sort of round neck grey sweatshirt on. When he turns here, I'll be able to check if that is still the same. It is. Dark trousers and the white trainers. Jet black hair, sort of wavy, slick back. The black beard as well, pacing up and down the technical area. I think he'll be pretty happy with what he's seen so far from his Manchester United team. He's waving the men in red shirts forward here. Manchester United have allowed Ipswich to have the ball back after Leif Davis put it out of play. Davis is still standing on the far side of the pitch, waiting to get back into the action. Delap has turned away from De Ligt. Good ball into the feet of Smodic. Smodic, central position, 25 yards out. Plays it to Burns. Burns, first time ball, hits Dallow. Comes back to Burns. Down by the byline on the right. The cross is deflected. Hutchinson underneath it, just cushions it on the instep of his right boot. Plays back to Morsey. Morsey across here to Cameron Burgess, the centre-back, and suddenly Leif Davis bursts into life, tries to slide a pass through the channels, couldn't find Delap, and Manchester United play out from the back. Bruno Fernandes has seen a pass on here to Garnacho, fabulous pass. He's trying to get away from Twanzebe. Twanzebe is sticking to his task. Then, well, Garnacho's gone out very easily there, doesn't get the free kick.
No, it's no way in a million years is that a free kick. I mean, you just got to stay on your feet. He just dives. He just falls on the ground and looks at the referee. I mean, the referee should be given a yellow card because he's just trying to get a foul, and it's nowhere should be a foul.
Yeah, trying to buy the free kick, and referee Anthony Taylor absolutely not falling for that one. 10 minutes remaining in what has been a gripping, fascinating first half. The first 35 minutes of football for Manchester United under the new boss, the 39-year-old Portuguese Ruben Amorim, who of course left Sporting in rude health. Sporting, who actually play Arsenal on Tuesday night in our Champions League commentary, and under Ruben Amorim had won 3 of their first 4 games in the new format, so sits second in the table, just behind Liverpool. So Sporting Arsenal is our Champions League commentary on Tuesday night. Liverpool Real Madrid for you on Wednesday night as well. Real Madrid having already lost a couple of games in the group stages so far. Bruno Fernandes is slowing things down inside the centre circle. Anthony Taylor blows his whistle to stop the game. Wants a word with both captains here. He's got Bruno Fernandes and Sam Morsey, and the fourth official is chatting to both managers in Kieran McKenna and Ruben Amorim about something, and I'm not entirely sure what it is. Now Anthony Taylor's picked the ball up, and he's just going to restart the game with a drop ball. So that is a little bit of a mystery.
Yeah, I mean, he's speaking. You can see Bruno Fernandes. He's talking to each of his teammates. So he's obviously relaying the message. Not quite sure what it was, but obviously there's something Anthony Taylor wasn't happy about. And Bruno Fernandes was passing it all on, as was with Ipswich the same.
Yeah, referee spoke to both captains, and the fourth official spoke to both managers at exactly the same time. Matthew Donoghue, the fourth official here. Johnny Evans passes back to his goalkeeper, Onana. Onana gives it back to Evans. Hutchinson comes sliding in to try and win the ball. Up to the halfway line it goes. O'Shea throws himself at a diving header, but we're going to go all the way back for a free kick to Manchester United because Hutchinson missed the ball and just caught Johnny Evans, who to Evans' credit actually, unlike a couple of his teammates in this first half so far, did not make a fuss about that at all. Was caught, he's hobbling slightly, Manchester United get the free kick.
Yeah, it's just one of those ones where Hutchinson is at full pace coming across, just slightly, he tries to put the block on, and he just gets slightly too close to Johnny Evans and must have had some contact there right in front of the linesman as well.
Manchester United take their free kick. Quite happy to play back to their goalkeeper Onana inside his 6-yard box. Ipswich try and put the press on. Evans clears up the left-hand touchline. Twanzebe is able to intercept. Hutchinson couldn't control the ball that came towards him. Dallow just floats a hopeful ball into midfield. Cushioned header down from Burgess. Very nearly ran to Smodics, who scored for Ipswich with the overhead effort in the 2-1 win at Tottenham just before the international break. Space for Casemiro, drives a long high ball downfield. Dallow is chasing, will get there first, heads it down, hits the left-footed shot, no power, straight at the goalkeeper Muric, who makes a very comfortable save.
Yeah, it's a really good ball over the top there, and Dallow does really well. It sort of held up a little bit in the wind, I think, and that was what worked against him. He couldn't really get it under control. It was bobbling, and he got closer and closer to the Ipswich goal, and then his strike was just a miss hit really, and an easy pick up for the goalkeeper.
Premier League earlier on today, Liverpool 3-2 winners at Southampton, and here we've got Manchester United 1-0 up at Ipswich. Just in terms of that conversation between the referee and the two captains, as Leif Davis bursts onto a ball on the left-hand side inside the Manchester United penalty area, tees himself up. Delap! Oh, what a save by Onana! Delap went for power from 6 yards out, and somehow Onana has stuck a hand up and kept it out of the back of the net. Liam Delap cannot believe that he's not scored.
That's an absolute world-class save from Onana. I'm not sure whether it's hit him in the head or whether it's hit him in the arm. He does so well. And I tell you what, Delap doesn't do a lot wrong. Yes, he uses pace. He tries to lift it, tries to go back towards the near post area, and Onana was just absolutely lightning quick out to the shot. And brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
That is an incredible save. Match the day 2, BBC One at 10:30. In terms of the referee's conversation with the 2 captains and the 4th official with the 2 managers, it's been reported on television. Apparently, there's been a fire alarm at Stockley Park, so no VAR for the time being. Apparently, that's what we're hearing. The message was that was issued to both sets of players. I bet you some of them actually might go, fine, do you know what? Happy with that. That's the way it used to be. We quite like that. But what a save from Andre Onana. You have to check that out later on. Ipswich 0, Manchester United 1. Dallow's ball into midfield. Bruno Fernandes can't bring that under control. Wes Burns. Quick pass into Morsey. Morsey brings it across midfield. Plays it across to Ayuste, the Swede. He's on the ball again. Morsey is 2 yards to his right. Doesn't use him. Back to O'Shea. O'Shea to Twanzebe. Into the feet of Hutchinson. Laid back to O'Shea. Forward into midfield to Morsey. Lovely, neat passing from Ipswich. Can they find an end product? Here's Morsey on the dribble forward. Plays it to Ayuste, edge of the box. Left-footed drive just over the bar. Good power on that. Couldn't quite keep it down. It remains Ipswich 0, Manchester United 1.
Yeah, it's better from Ipswich there. There was a couple of times where he had opportunities to turn and run at United, try and put in the ball in behind, put them under a bit of pressure. They opted to come back out again. This time, they do. Ayuste there just gets a little bit underneath it. It's a decent strike. We've just seen the save again from Onana, from Delap. I think it's off his chest, actually.
Yeah.
So he tries to lift it, but Onana just does so well. Chest arm, I think it is, isn't it? His
That's
right
it,
arm.
man. He just comes out and look, actually, we're now on the replay seeing the reaction of his manager, Hammerim, who just stands and applauds. He just spreads himself, Mark, to make himself as big as he can be, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see the stats on how much of a guarantee of a goal that should have been.
Exactly.
It would have been pretty high, I think. Onana is an absolute unbelievable save.
That's your XG. Your XG on that shot would have been enormous. Here's Hutchinson. Ipswich pouring forward again. Hutchinson running at Manchester United defenders. Not quite enough on the pass. Wes Burns had to work hard to keep possession. Fires a short ball into midfield. Morsey is onto it for Ipswich, the skipper. 30 yards out in a central position. Here's Hutchinson now. Receives it in the inside right channel. Goes wide to Burns. Burns on his right foot. Slides it to Hutchinson. Hits the shot. Deflected. And finds the top corner. And Ipswich Town have their equaliser. And Portman Road erupts. Amari Hutchinson's first of the season. Onana made a fabulous save from Liam Delap, but he couldn't keep that one out. Ipswich 1, Manchester United 1.
Yeah, outstanding shot there from Amari Hutchinson on the turn. He knew exactly what he was doing. The minute he received the ball, he's turned, he's opened it up, and he's hit one 5-1 to that top right-hand corner. He gets a little bit fortunate. Onana is there. There's a slight touch from his own defender. I can't remember who it is. And it just gets over the top. It might have been Masraoui who tries to hit the ball. As it goes in, yeah, it does. And it goes into that top corner. And actually the shot may have been going wide.
Or do you think, if it wasn't Mark, do you think actually he would have saved it had it not taken that deflection?
Yeah, I think Onana's got it. If it's onside, I think Onana's got it. He's there all the way. And because of the deflection, it actually takes it slightly inside of Onana. Onana's almost overrun it in the end because of the deflection.
So, we've seen the first goal scored by Manchester United under Ruben Amorim. We have now seen the first goal conceded by Manchester United under the new manager. But throughout the latter period of this first half, Ipswich have been coming more into the game. We saw the fabulous Onana save from Liam Delap. Ipswich 1, Manchester United 1. A minute or so, plus added time, remaining at the end of the first half.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's been coming. I mean, Ipswich have been on the front foot. United have been a little bit more sort of defensive, dropping back a little bit. Their passing's let them down a little bit. And I think Ipswich have just been buoyed. They've been getting more and more confident. And their best player in this first 45 minutes, Amari Hutchinson, is the one that gets the goal. And it's a great little bit of individual brilliance.
Ipswich players half-heartedly appeal for a handball against Dallow. Play continues. Fernandes. Low pass forward, zipped across the pitch, looking for Rashford. He is followed there by O'Shea, who makes the challenge. Ipswich feel that Rashford got the last touch there, and they should have a throw-in right at the end of the first half on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. It won't be too long until the lines are open for 606. 08085 909 693 is the number to dial. Great game earlier on today. Our first commentary on 5 Live's Premier League Sunday. Liverpool have opened up an 8-point lead at the top of the table with their 3-2 win away to Southampton. And here, it's Ipswich 1, Manchester United 1. Eriksen's cross, low into the near post, dive header away by Burgess. Burns' ball is risky, right back to the edge of the penalty area. Mazraoui plays into Ahmad's curling shot, is easily caught by Muric. The Premier League have now confirmed to us there has been a fire alarm at Stockley Park. Both managers have agreed to continue without VAR. Manchester United player down. Johnny Evans has taken a whack. So a pause in proceedings here, a blow to the head as well. So quite rightly, Anthony Taylor has stopped the game immediately. 3 minutes of added time at the end of the first half.
Yeah, as the ball goes across, it's a high ball, and Johnny Evans there, you can see actually, yeah, Delap does get him with his leading arm. There's no intent there, but he definitely catches him in the leading arm.
Mark, is a really physical centre-forward, Liam Dunn. He's 21 years old. But I think he puts himself about like a player who's been in the Premier League for years. I watched him just before the international break against Tottenham, up against Christian Romero. And in the second half, Ipswich kicked off. They played the ball back into their half, went long, and Delap, I mean, it was a deliberate plan. He only had eyes for Romero. He wasn't looking at the ball, and he just went and absolutely clattered him right at the start of the second half to say, I'm here, have a bit of that. If it gets a bit of reaction from you, I'll take that as well. He's a very confident boy.
That's what you want. You want your players to be that kind of player that is competitive. You know, wants to be in the mix. You want, as a striker, you want someone who can hold the ball up if you need him to. He can come short, lay it off. We've seen it a couple of times in this first half already from Delap. Coming short, laying a ball off. He's got turn of pace. He's great in front of goal. Yes, he missed an opportunity there where 9 times out of 10 you would expect him to score, other than an Andre Nama world-class save.
The atmosphere is absolutely crackling inside Portman Road. They are loving their Premier League football here this season. Ipswich 1, Manchester United 1. Johnny Evans is still waiting to come back onto the field because they're trying to get Anthony Taylor's attention so that he gives it the okay to wave it back on. Added time at the end of the first half. And Amad Diallo just gets a gentle nudge from Leif Davis and nearly disappears over the advertising hoardings, which are very close to the pitch in front of that cobbled stand which runs alongside the touchline opposite us in the west stand here. Hamad takes the throw, received the pass back, has now knocked it out of play for an Ipswich Town throw, so the Ipswich Town fans having a little bit of fun with him. Point for Ipswich in this game if they get it. Takes them to 9. They would still be behind Wolves on goal difference. They would remain in the bottom 3, or Delap's fancying a bit of this as well. Push and shove down by the corner flag. That's with Mazraoui. Mazraoui doesn't like it. Goes shoulder to shoulder with Delap. Amad Diallo comes back to stick up for his teammate. But that's exactly what I mean, Mark, about Delap.
Yeah, no, he's definitely gone in there and given Mazraoui a bit of a shove. There's nothing more in it other than a bit of a shove in the back. Mazraoui rightfully not happy about it. That's understandable. Anthony Taylor just needs to make sure he gets hold of this a little bit, has a word with Delap. But other than that, it's just good old-fashioned, old school sort of number 9 tactics there.
That's a classic, isn't it? I've just seen the replay. I didn't see it fully actually when it happened. He is really barged into Mazraoui. He wants the reaction from the defender there. Rashford coming back from an offside position. Big roars from the Ipswich fans because they're going to get a free kick. Half-time at Portman Road. How about that then for Ruben Amorim? Welcome to the Premier League. Couple of goals in the first half. Fabulous action end to end. Couldn't have got off to a better start either. A goal in the second minute of the game came from Marcus Rashford, but Ipswich have found a way back through Amari Hutchinson, and Ipswich are all about business here this evening because they have gone sprinting off the field, heading to the tunnel away to the right-hand side. They cannot wait to get back out and get stuck into Manchester United. That has been a really, really entertaining, interesting first half, Aaron Paul. Half-time, Ipswich 1, Manchester United 1.
Yeah, just watching Kieran McKenna sprint down the touchline and start waving his hands towards his players, signalling, get back in that dressing room. By the way, the fourth official has indicated VAR back up and running following that issue at Stockley Park, where we had a fire alarm and it was down for 10 or so minutes. But Ruben Amorim just gently making his way back towards the Churchman's end of the ground, which houses the dressing rooms. And Mark Schwarzer, I mean, there's so much to ask. What have you made of him?
Well, I think first and foremost, it's that clear plan that Manchester United have shown. The setup, of course, the formation is the one that started it, but it's also the players that have. You can see that he's worked on the training field with this group of players. They know the plan. They're sticking to it. Yes, I asked questions in the game. Are they going to have the mobility in midfield in Casemiro and Christian Eriksen, who are wonderful footballers? But I just don't think they have the mobility as what you need in today's world in Premier League football to get around that pitch and to really, certainly against better teams. And I think Ipswich have done well in this first half against them. They've actually gotten better, they've grown in the game. Then obviously their major setback going a goal down, but since then they've just gotten stronger and stronger in this game.
From a goalkeeping perspective, that was a stunning save from Andrea Onana. Whether he knew anything about it or not, hey, that's by the by. It was an incredible reaction save, and it was going to take something special to beat him, and Omari Hutchinson's goal was majestic.
It absolutely was a fantastic strike, great strike on goal. He gets a little bit fortunate with Mazraoui's slight touch on it, takes it away from Andre Onana. You mentioned Onana maybe a bit fortunate. No, look, he does everything right. He creates that situation. He creates a little bit of luck that he got from it. He threw himself at it, made himself really big. His timing was excellent, and it was an unbelievable save. And it's the save that keeps the score at 1-1. I mean, at the time it was 1-0. But it keeps it now at 1-1 because they could be 2-1 down easily now, Man United. It had Onana not made that unbelievable save.
Ali, Mark, I believe there's a selection of confectionery waiting for you at half-time. Enjoy it. We are going to head straight to Twickenham and get an update of the rugby. England taking on Japan. It's the return of Eddie Jones. James Burridge.
12 minutes into the second half, 35 points to 7. England lead no scores in this second 4. See Japan, though, playing with a lot more hunger, creativity. The execution, though, letting them down. They've just won a penalty, though, for an England scrum. England have made 2 changes. Harry Randall on for Jack Van Portfleet, Karen Dickey on for Jamie George. As England try and score on the corner with an unbelievable inside pass from Tommy Freeman into George Furbank. That was an incredible piece of play by the Northampton wing. England on the scoreboard, Twickenham on their feet. England with their 6th score. They lead by 40 points to 7.
Comachi continues over on Radio 5 Sports Extra. Straight to the York Barbican. It's the last 32 at the UK Snooker Championship. Jamie Broughton.
Well, Ali Carter doesn't have a great record at this tournament over recent years, but he's through to the last 16 for the first time in 12 years. Confidence has been low recently for the Essex star, but he dug in really well this afternoon and battled to beat Ryan Day by 6 frames to 4 in a hard-fought match. Meanwhile, on the other table, the former champion Mark Allen now leads Jackson Page 5-4.
5:23 across the UK. This is 5 Live Sport from the BBC. Let's get the latest news headlines with Nick Hatfield.
The voice of the UK.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Thank you, Aaron. Good evening. More than 100 flood warnings are still in place for England, Wales and Scotland because of high winds and rain from Storm Bert. Forecasters are warning gusts could still reach up to 70 miles per hour in exposed areas. Hundreds of homes have been flooded in Rhondda, Cwm and Taff, where almost a month's worth of rain has fallen in the past 48 hours. Finn Monaghan is from South Wales Fire and Rescue Service.
The forecast that we've got both for rainfall and for river levels, it's looking as though the rainfall is going to subside, and we are seeing that the flow in number of rivers in the area is subsiding. The number of calls has gone down as well. So we've reduced the number of calls that are coming into us, and we've seen quite a significant reduction there.
Meanwhile, a